News Storm Team.
Welcome back to KX News at noon, and we're taking a look across our state where it's running a bit cooler off to the north, where we've had a few dissipating showers and weak thunderstorms drifting off to the east. Those aren't expected to bring too much other than those slightly cooler temperatures, but notably off to the south, Dickinson and Bismarck already there in the lower 80s with those clear, hazy skies, and that is going to allow things to really start to warm up as we get into the afternoon. Sitting there, as I mentioned, in the low to mid 80s across our southern tier counties, with some upper 60s where those showers have been drifting through, even a few lower 70s as we get through the rest of this afternoon. The other big story besides the storm is going to be how hot and humid it is. So if you're going to be out and about in Bismarck or Dickinson or points along and south of I-94, today will be a good day to have some extra water on hand and take lots of breaks, because it is going to be feeling quite sticky out there before the thunderstorms roll in. A little bit further north where those storms have already some of the weaker storms have already rolled through, we will be limited to about the lower 80s or so. But now it's time to get to the meat and potatoes. How is the severe thunderstorm threat going to be stacking up? We have these clearing skies down here towards Bismarck and Dickinson, and this is going to allow the environment to really start to warm up, get that moisture and heat going. That's fuel for those thunderstorms. And while it is a bit cooler with these dissipating showers and storms off towards Minot, that isn't going to limit the thunderstorm threat too much, because we have southerly wind that is drawing up plenty of moisture into our area. And there's even this sort of pseudo warm front that's draped across the US 2 quarter roughly, and this will be a focal point for thunderstorm development by the time we get to the afternoon. So on top of that moisture and heat that's getting drawn north towards Bismarck, towards Dickinson, towards central North Dakota, we also have this region of fast upper level winds that's beginning to move towards northeast Montana, and it'll arrive in northwestern North Dakota here in a couple of hours. So the combination of this heat and humidity, which is fuel for thunderstorms, as well as this fast upper level wind, this is going to produce a really good combination of ingredients over towards the Williston area. And that's where we're going to be watching for severe thunderstorms to develop by the time we get to 4 to 5 to 6 p.m. roughly. For this, the Storm Prediction Center has placed the great majority of our area in a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk for severe weather, with level 2 out of 5 in anywhere that is not in this orange colored shading. And this means that we could be seeing some very strong gusty winds and some hail up to the size of tennis balls, potentially with a few storms, especially the ones that start out here to the northwest. Timing wise, we're going to be watching those severe storms likely develop first over towards Williston, as I'd mentioned, in the 4 to 7 p.m. hour. Could be an hour earlier, could be an hour later. And they are going to generally drift off to the south and to the east as we push through the remainder of the afternoon and into the evening hours. So Bismarck, Dickinson area could be right around sunset, could be a little bit earlier than that, and things will arrive in our southeastern counties by later this evening. Things could change as we get closer to the event, so just stay. We will keep you posted here on KX News. Precision Cast gives us one example of how things might play out, and that has supercells starting out towards northwestern North Dakota and northeastern Montana, in that area that I pointed out on satellite where those upper level winds are going to be arriving. And we are going to see them drift off to the south and east as we get through the 7 p.m. hour, and potentially congealing into a really strong line by the time we get to the 10 to 11 o'clock hour. Things will not play out exactly this way, but it is going to be a day to stay weather aware. This is what our severe weather potential is looking like. We could be seeing scattered to widespread storms with hail up to the size of tennis balls potentially, though that won't be the case in every storm, and potentially some flooding concerns with those storms. Now, looking at Williston's next 5 days, we have the strong thunderstorm chances today, and then potentially even a few more storms on Friday. Then things should clear out plenty by the time we get to the weekend, with temperatures stabling out there in the mid 70s to lower 80s. It'll be feeling a lot nicer. Dickinson, very similar with those PM thunderstorms today, and then maybe a few weak storms on Friday, then cooling off into the 70s for the weekend. Minot, very similar. Stay weather aware. Today we are going to be up near 90 with those thunderstorm chances in the afternoon, then cooling off for the weekend. Bismarck, also a similar deal. Make sure you keep an eye on the sky. Then we will cool off as we get into the weekend, back to those lower 80s. Amber?